up, SimWorld? It's your boy here, Yells. This morning, it's a great morning. Y'all know how I love mornings. Not a big fan of Tuesday mornings. No B-Ron here, so it's kind of sad day. Oh, but it's not so sad because I got a guest here with me. I got my man Rick Blaze. What's going on, man?
Hey, it's a great day. Nah, this be around stuff, man. I can't steal this stuff. Wake your ass up, Lucky Charms. Let's get to it, baby. I'm here in somebody's random Airbnb. It's a lot going on. It's Tighten Up Tuesday, yes.
I don't know if I like how
Everybody need
that
to tighten
sounds.
up.
Okay, all right, we'll roll
It's
with it.
Tighten Up Tuesday.
Whoever
It's
had put
Tighten Up
out
Tuesday.
there that since the FCC's already rolling, you threw the A word out, I get the second one out there. We'll be clear for the rest of it. No, there's only one left on your broadcast. I was a big fan of whoever threw out Titty Tuesday. I was a big fan of that. All
I
right,
do like that.
there's only
I'm
one
at my
left.
FCC limit, so I couldn't say it.
Yeah, so there's only one more left. You're on a broadcast call tonight. So, but let's get straight to business, man. We we got two major
We got
debuts happening. Go ahead, man.
Yes, we got a lot going on today, right? So we have some games, some teams who still haven't played, and so we're going to talk about some teams and two players in particular who are going to be playing on today. Royce Anderson and Suno Chopper both are now on new teams this season for SimWorld. My question to you is: they're making their debut. Which one out of the two players are you most interested in seeing play today?
Suno Chopper, great player. He can do a little bit of everything. 6'7". We see
Yeah.
a clip here. The man can go get a bucket. Last season he was with Gulf Coast Lockdown. I got that right, B. I nailed it this time. But now
Yes.
he's with Best Coast Ballers. But he's got a lot of help. I think he's got a lot of help. I think he's got a guy by the name of Ali Cortez, who I've been really high on. He's got DJ Davis, who is going to be, a breakout. The kid can shoot the lights out. I'm not calling him Trey Turner, but he's going to have that kind of impact on a game where you got to make sure that you're chasing him all over the court.
Maybe.
I'm gonna say he's a shooter. Maybe he gets
Okay.
hot, maybe he doesn't. But you definitely got to make sure you're glued to him. So I think Suno Chopper has a little bit more help that if things go awry, it may go their way. I think it's a possibility we may not see him as the leading scorer in his own matchup tonight against Rain and Trays. And then you got a couple of 7-footers over there in Rain and Trays. You got Jason Crosser. Lots been said about him offensively, but defensively, he's 7'1", 7'2" now, I believe. You got
You
Brandon
can't
Crawford.
teach
You
that.
can't teach that. You got Brandon Crawford. I think tonight for Best Coast Ballers may be a good showing. Maybe they'll pick up the win. They got to take on Jafet Towns too, right? But I think my point is I don't think Suno Chopper is a possibility he may not be the highlight of the night for his team. On the other side, though, Royce Anderson, I expect 30, 35. I expect him to go nuts. I think that he has something to prove. He was respectable about the way he left Bay Area and what his usage was there. But I think quietly he's like, yo, I got something I want to prove. He doesn't have a whole lot of. He's going to be the main option on ATL.
Yes.
And that's what I'm coming to say. Gulf Coast Lockdown, we're going to find out what their defense is. But no matter what their defense is, you got Royce Anderson who can score from mid-range. He can shoot it from deep. He can go to the rack. He's got good size. Haven't seen him work in the post yet, but he's a 3-level scorer. And he's going to have the neon ultra uber green light.
Yes.
So I'm thinking that he's going to be the guy that I want to see tonight. I think he's going to have the better debut. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yes, I agree. I don't know what's Royce's favorite color, but tonight will be neon green. It's going to be bright green. He's going to, the record so far this season for most points, Dungard said it with 31. I'm looking for Royce. Give me 32, baby. Let's just up the ante every single time out. Royce Anderson going to have the green light. He needs to score at least 20 for his team to have a shot to win every single night. With Suno Chopper's team, he doesn't have to have that scoring load because he has other players who can do some scoring as well. And so it's a difference between a player who can go out there and get you 20 on the team and a player who needs to score 20 for his team to have a chance to win. And in Royce Anderson's case, ATLians need him to score 20 for his team to have a chance to win.
And
Royce
wants.
Anderson,
I'm just going to wants to score
wants.
30.
He needs and wants and desires and is inclined to score 20 plus points a game. So his chance So his team have a chance to win. So Royce Anderson, to me, if I had to buy a ticket to watch one player play between those two, I'm buying a ticket to see Royce Anderson. I'm pulling out my popcorn with extra layer of butter, and I want to see Royce go crazy out there tonight. Super crazy.
Super
Super duper
crazy,
duper
like
crazy.
super freak. Yeah, I mean, I love what his skill set is. You know, I mean, everybody knows I was super high on him last year anyway. And no disrespect to Suno Chopper, I love his game. I just feel like there's more layers to what Royce can do. I think Suno Chopper, as of right now, is a bit more one or two dimensional than Royce Anderson. I think Suno Chopper's game is predicated on the fact that he's a mean, lean, physical specimen machine, right? So you got to figure out how to contest the shot. He's got good reach, and then he's really just moving north and south to the basket and figuring out how to stop on a dime. Royce has got some handles. He's got some things that you have to figure out offensively. So on the other
Yes.
end of that, though, you know, when we say that, Gulf Coast lockdown can come into this game at AT Aliens. And they may put the clamps on Royce, knowing that it's one dimensional. I think some of the players, some of the coaches, they're tuned in. They're tuned in to SimWorld today. Obviously, they're tuned in to Blazing Takes and all the other shows here on SimWorld TV. So I think they hear us sometimes. We hear they make their adjustments when they hear the experts talking because they know who we are, right? So they may come in and they may put some clamps on Royce Anderson, and we'll find out what the defensive strategy is because Coach He certainly came in hot talking about what it is he
Oh man.
is and is not going to do with this team. We heard more from him than we heard more from the players, and then he went ghost. So I will say that.
Yes.
On the other side of things, though, Rain and Trey's new coach, Coach Amber, can't wait to see what you can do. Don't know this team to be a defensive stopper in their first two seasons. Don't really look up and down that roster and see anyone that is a stopper. So there is the possibility that Suno Chopper may go crazy, but they just lose in the shootout.
Yeah, and I think look, here's the thing. Here's a hot. Can I start off with a hot take?
Oh, is it a blazing take on SimWorld
Can
today?
I just start off with a blazing hot take?
Yeah, let's do it.
I will watch. The person I want to see tonight is Royce Anderson, but the person who has the highest ceiling out of the two is Suno Chopper. To me, Suno Chopper has a higher ceiling overall, in my opinion, over the long term of his career, than Royce Anderson. So I'm taking Royce today. I'm buying my popcorn, reserving my seat for the NBA later on for Suno Chopper as must see TV. But as it relates to this game, yes, no one on the rating trains is known for being incredible lateral movements is on the defensive side of the ball. And yes, for sure. But I think, Suno and company have a lot more weapons and options to work with. Now I'm interested to see how the coach is going to roll these things out. A lot of this we're going to see for the first time. How a player played in one team last season may not predicate on how they're going to play on the team this season. So we don't know what version we're going to see, honestly, from either Royce or Suno. So a lot of this is going to be based on what the coach's game plan and what their philosophy is in order to give these guys the ball. But one thing's for sure for AT Aliens, you don't have a shot, a snowball's chance in hell if Royce don't score 20 or more in this game. Period.
Well, there it is. Make sure that one is not going to be broadcast on SimWorld TV, so we'll have to pick up the pieces and learn a little bit about it.
Say pick up the
Yeah,
pieces.
pick them up. But
Pick up
look,
the
man,
pieces.
look here. We're gonna keep it moving, my brother. Tyrese
All right, let's keep it
Halliburton.
rolling.
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton got his first career triple double and in a win, as might add. Which SimWorld Prep newcomer could get their first triple double? What do you think? Which one? Tyrese went crazy. He had the and one with the 4-point play the whole night. His parents was there, mom and dad. Which SimWorld Prep newcomer do you think can get their first triple double this season?
that is so easy for me after I got to watch what I watched on ESPN2 on our debut, our opening day. Does the name Leonardo Fields ring a bell? Oh my God, the dude had what he had. He only played like
Like
22
10,
minutes.
9, and 7 or something like that.
Oh my God! Look! I'm gonna hold on one second because I'm gonna look it up. I want to make sure I got this because
I
it
think
was
it's 10
nasty.
points, 9 rebounds, 7 blocks. I'm probably almost 100% accurate with that statement without looking.
Wrong.
I am?
22 minutes, 16
Uh-huh.
points, 11
16.
boards, 7 blocks in
Okay,
22
there those are.
minutes. In 22 minutes, the kid is 7'1". He moves like a freaking gazelle, and I think that's what gives him the advantage. He was playing against Europe. They're not the most athletic team, but he did go up against Andre Ivanov, and he gave him hell early. Ivanov figured it out, got to moving in his spots, and he leaned on him, used his body. But Leonardo Fields, his weak side help defense with that length and that speed. He's going to be blocking some shots this season. So I think we'll see a double-digit block game at some point this season. On the boards, if Jinsan Ding is not starting or is not going to be in that rotation, he's the lone man by de facto to grab boards out there. So he's going to get some double-digit blocks or double-digit rebounds. And then offensively, I'm not gonna call him super skilled. There, he can handle the ball a little bit for a big man, but he's fast. He's fast. He reminds me of a small forward, with great length. But I'm talking about the way he moves on the court. So in that pick and roll, where he comes up to the top of the key, Rick, and he's out there with Kai Newby, who's giving step backs in everyone's faces for 2 seasons now, or for 1 season. He comes up on that high pick and roll. You got to figure out if you're stopping a gazelle from rolling straight to the paint, or if you're going to stop Kai Newby from getting a free lane to the rack, or if you're gonna stop Kai Newby from stepping back on you and embarrassing you. That's a 3-part deal you got to figure out there. And I think who's gonna win out there is gonna be Leonardo Fields on some nights. Is going to look how he looked on opening night, which is triple double time because he's came over and he's helped a weak defense and he's cleaned up the mess where they can get after it and block some shots. He's grabbing those boards, and then on the pick and roll, he's able to pick up 10, 12, 16 to 20 points on any given night. That's my easy pick for triple dub watch.
Yeah. I think that was a low hanging fruit, man.
It
That's
was,
a good
man.
one,
Hey,
though.
this
That was
this
a low
ain't
hanging
blazing
fruit, man.
takes. This is SimWorld
That
today.
was
I don't have to jump out on a ledge. I get to give it. I get to give it to him
yeah.
straight.
Y'all specialize in low hanging fruits in the same world today. Hey, but the good thing is when you said it, guys, you guys said first. So everybody else sound like they just copying what you already said when you guys the first one on the air. I like it. I like that. Yeah, and then with Fields, you got to keep in mind the interesting thing about this is he's just now learning how to play within his newly. He grew what 5 inches over
four,
this over
four
the
or five
offseason.
inches. Yeah, the dude. That's
So
crazy.
he's used to playing like a wing anyway. So he's taking those wing skill sets, and now he's having to be in a 7-1 body. This young man can be the talk of the town. He can be the catch me y'all when the season's all said and done. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper into the bag for the newcomers,
Okay.
and I'm gonna say Jaquan Johnson. He's raw offensively, but he specializes on the defensive side of the ball. He's with Heartland. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? Heartland.
Yeah.
So he's not going to get you. He's probably going to be a 10. He's probably going to be a 10, 10, and 10. 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 fouls. Now I'm just playing. Probably 10, like 10 blocks.
He's absolutely gonna be fouling some folks. Don't you?
Yeah,
Don't you
he's gonna.
think?
So the only reason why he won't get it, he's gonna fall out before he gets a chance to get it. So I don't know if the foul out come first, but if he doesn't foul out, the ref let him play a little bit and just ignore a couple of the muggings that he's probably going to give those players, then he can get a 10, 10, and 10 for that. So I'm going to go Jaquan Johnson, triple double, 10, 10, 10. But there's probably a guard or two out there that can probably get a triple
Well,
double
let's
too,
throw. We
for sure.
got a little time. Let's throw a few more out there. I'm gonna go ahead and start with someone that some people, me included, would say that you've hated on early on. I'm gonna say Dylan Harper.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Dylan Harper. I didn't go incredibly low hanging fruit and say put up the flag, raise the flag. I don't want to
I'm
upset
not even
people
going to
this
raise the
morning.
flag on this topic.
We don't even want to
That's too
upset
easy.
people. All the crying that occurred after he monster mashed in game one. Oh yeah, figure out how to stop him. That's how. Hey, that's how most of SWBA has felt about LeBron every season until this one. Maybe there's a little bit of a game plan, but now they're just in awe and appreciating. So that's how people
Newsflash, he's
feel.
going to do that. He's going to do that to everybody this season. You get ready. You get ready. He's
But
bringing it to your team every
yeah,
game.
yeah. I mean, he's too big. That's normally what happens. That's why these guys are. But not to get too much off topic. But that's why the guys are heralded in the way that they're heralded. A lot of
Right.
times we'll watch somebody in high school, then move on to college and pros, and we're like, "Oh, this dude can hoop." Man, did you see Sebastian Telfair? You remember Brandon Jennings? Yeah, they could. Do you know how many guys are 6'4" and under that could go get a bucket? But when a guy has a
Yeah.
particular kind of game and they're like 6'8", 6'9", there's a reason they're looked at different because they're
Yeah.
bigger. But all
Yeah.
that aside, I'm not talking about raising the flag. I'm talking about Dylan Harper, who has a little height on him too, 6'6". He's bigger than most of the guards here in SimWorld Prep. He is a facilitator. I hate to say it, he's got the James Harden game to him. Which, I mean, in today's basketball, that's a triple
Hey,
double alert. I think he can, on some nights he may end up getting maybe double digit rebounds. I think that's possible. I think we may see him in the season with a double digit assist game, and obviously he's going to go out and get buckets. So I think he's on watch for me too, and he's officially a newcomer. So I'm going Dylan Harper.
all right. I'll raise Dylan Harper, and I'm going to go Tyree Moore that we just saw, and he looked good. That boy can play some basketball. And the worst, Avery Johnson, he playing
He
basketball.
playing basketball.
He can play some basketball. That
Hey,
boy can play some basketball, man. I don't know how. I don't know how. Hey, he can get a triple double. His first game was 12 points. I mean, it was light work, right? Because he was going against that's a whole. We just went over that whole situation, right? But Tyree Moore, with his size and his athleticism, definitely is capable of getting a triple double. You got anybody else you want to
I
throw out
do.
there
I
for
do. I
triple
got
double
one
watch?
more. Get me on the court, and I'm
Okay,
trouble. Last week, messed around. So we
messed
just, we
around and
just,
got a triple
you know it
double.
is. Pulled
Yes,
out
sir.
the and killed the. All right, that's one of the best lines ever. One of the best lines ever. So we just talked about this team. We talked about Best Coast Ballers taking on Rain and Trays. If this kid
Mm-hmm.
gets clocking, which I'm gonna go ahead and say at some point during the season he's gonna end up taking over the starting spot because Jason Crosser just has not. We'll see what he ends up being. At bare
Okay.
minimum, this kid's going to end up getting minutes, and I think that's Brandon Crawford. In all of the scrimmages, workouts, all the footage I've seen, I have not seen a more fundamentally sound kid. Standing at about 6'10", he reminds me of Tim Duncan. So by default, I think he's going to fundamentally box some dudes out and get some double-digit rebounds. He's going to fundamentally play in the high post or low post, command a double team, make the correct pass, and he's got shooters on those teams. So he may end up getting some assists on triple-double. And by default, he's got a back-to-the-basket game and a pretty nice jumper. So he can end up with a 10, 10, and 10 night as well. Could he block some shots? Maybe. But I think on the fundamental side of the game, I think that you'll see the most fundamental triple-double we have ever seen. So I'm on watch and alert for him.
I'm gonna throw out two names really quick. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay away from the big guys. We already did the big fellas. I'm gonna say first name I'm gonna say is my man excuse me, Kai Killings.
High killings.
I almost said the wrong word there, but Kai Killings.
Oh, I see what's going on here. I see
Kai
what's going on.
Killings. We haven't seen him play yet for Gulf Coast, but Kai Killings can get the job done.
Hey man, you
Uh,
can't you can't compliment somebody and hey, I feel you. I feel you.
Kai Killings can get the job done. I like the way he attacks the basket in a Dwayne Wade type of manner. I can see him. The points is not going to be a problem. I don't think the assist going to be a problem. I think he can get the rebound. He's athletic enough to get 10 boards too. So Kai Killings, and then the last name, I'm gonna throw out Justin McGavin. His first game. Let me read the stats. His first game, 6 points. I ain't worried about the points. He had 9 rebounds and 4 assists. We know he can facilitate. I didn't know he could get 9 rebounds. So you can get 9, you can get 10. I know you can give me 10 points. And I know him as a facilitator. He got 4 assists the first game. So I think he's also can be a triple double watch. this season as a newcomer in SimWorld Prep.
That's a real good point. I'll piggyback that just to say I can see that too. You remember last year, Coach Dodge, man, she keeps him coming through. DJ Wagner was the focal point for OGs, and on
Yep.
a night where we expect DJ to go crazy, we saw Kadarius Loftus break the 3-point
Yep.
record, right? Because there's
Yep.
so much emphasis on one other guy that another guy gets to get it done. And no knock to Kadarius Loftus. I think Shooter McGavin here in Canada, oh, he's a hell of a talented player. So all that we talked
For
about
sure.
Cooper Flag in day one, we didn't even get a chance to talk about a couple other guys who could be number
Which
ones on
is
some teams.
scary. Which is
Yikes.
scary.
Yeah. So talent overload up there. So y'all don't want to talk about Cooper Flag. Hey, maybe you won't have to. Maybe you're gonna end up talking about someone else and complaining about that. But hey, we're gonna keep it
Hey,
moving.
and I said this yesterday. If your game plan as a team is to stop Cooper Flag and try to win, then you're already lost. All right, here we go. Preview. We got games on tap today, baby. Let's talk about the games that's on tap. Let's get into the schedule well.
Yeah, we got SimWorld Oceania playing on ESPN2, taking on SimWorld Africa at the Elijah
Yeah,
One Sports Complex. Shout out the OG Ola. Yeah, let's
for
shout them
sure.
out. But Oceana's coming in there. I got Oceana. I'm standing by the fact that I don't think they lose a game all season. I said it out loud. There's a hot take. I think they go undefeated, so I stick with it. No, but truthfully, I do think they win this one. Damian Luffley's just a load, man. Did he lead his team in scoring in that last game? No, he didn't. I know that's everything everyone wants to look at is scoring solely. Bo Kemp came through, but that's an example of what we just talked about. There was probably so much emphasis on Luffy and loading up on his side of the floor. Bo Kemp went nuts, and Bo Kemp can ball. So he did his thing.
Yes,
And then the X factor, man,
yes.
I'll lead it off to you because you also noticed the same thing I did. Where was Giovanni Conwell last year? Why wasn't he getting used? Good lord, that is a mean trio of players. Not to mention the fact that they have other guys that are willing to play their role in role support as shooters and defenders. Go ahead, man.
I I like this game because this is a game of teams who are polar opposites in styles of play. Oceania and their players want to put up as many shots as possible, and all Africa want to do is beat you up. So something's going to have to give, right? They're playing with in the state of my man Hakeem the Dream Elijah one. I'm going to give here's I have to put the caveat. I'm going to give Africa and the new coach, by the way.
How could I
Africa and the new
forget?
coach.
Shout
Yeah,
out.
you just glazed
No, we're not
over
using that
the
word.
new
That word is banned in 2024, at least for the rest of 2023. Jesus. Coach
So
Davis. Shout out Coach Davis.
yes,
Welcome to SimWorld, by the way. In my opinion, you get mashed today, but Rick's he's gonna give you a glimmer of hope.
hey, here's the thing. I have to put this caveat on. I think Africa has a really good fighter's chance to win this game for the simple reason Oceania has their biggest players that you just mentioned. They have no desire of playing on the defensive side of the ball. None. Especially Luffy. Luffy's
Musa
going to score.
Mashad though, they have some interior defenders.
No, I'm talking about those three
The
guys you just
stars,
mentioned.
got you. Okay.
The stars.
Yeah, Luffy plays no
Luffy
defense.
will give you 30 and give up 37. He has no intent of playing any defense. Now, nor does he want to be physical on the defensive side of the ball. Guess what Africa's strongest point is? Being physical in the post on the ball. Oceania don't want that kind of physicality. Now, if the coach Davis, listen to me, coach, I want to help you get your first win. If Coach Davis can keep his players from falling on the floor and keep coach,
Keep them on their feet.
kind of little advice. Little advice, coach. Um, don't put Letterman on Beauchamp. That's probably not your best. If they can keep Beauchamp from scoring a billion points tonight, then they have a chance. But I think Beauchamp is going to be the key for Oceania's victory tonight because I think on the perimeter side, defensively, is where Africa is probably not as strong overall. Their strength is in the interior on the defensive side of the ball. If Africa can keep Bokamp from 20 points and not 30 points, and can make a couple of threes. If Ethan Letterman can make a couple of threes for them, I like their chances. It's gonna be a close game. I feel it's not gonna be a blowout for sure.
Okay, he gets his first chance tonight. We get our first look
Get a
at
chance.
SimWorld Africa and our first look at Coach Davis. Get our second look at Oceana, who looked like a bowling ball machine, making me absolutely correct in being undefeated this season. Go
Thank you,
SimWorld
Ocean.
Oceana.
I'm still good at my Survivor Series. You were my first pick.
All right, all right. So we got another one here. It's great that we have you on the show today, Rick, because Bad Boys Basketball, and they like to get dirty and grimy too. They're headed into, as you call them, Walk DMV. The disrespect continues. I won't. I'm going to call them Run DMV. They got a Houstonian on the team who I'm rooting for in Cam Jones. Who you got in this one quickly, Rick, and why?
Uh, we're gonna run, not walk. I got Bad Boy for this one. Bad Boys Basketball.
Any reason
I
why?
got Bad Boys winning this one,
Any?
and I think it's gonna be, it might be a landslide.
Okay. Last year's leader in assists per game, Samuel Bogus, also getting the green light there, and they have a few goons on that squad as
Yes,
well.
they do.
AT
Yes, they do.
Aliens, Gulf Coast, we already talked about the debut, but who do you have in this matchup? Coach Heesh's lockdown, Kai Killings matched up with Royce Anderson's AT Aliens.
I'm going to say Royce Anderson goes off, but I got Gulf Coast getting the win though. I think overall their team, uh, they're young, but I think they have more pieces on their team. I think Coach Heesh is a little diabolical. I know Coach Heesh is a lot diabolical, as a matter of fact, and I think the kids want to get the win for Coach.
Yeah. He's gonna be some Rick Mahorn check-ins into the game, huh?
Yes,
He's about that
100%.
business. H Town, hey, stand up, throw it up, Rick. H Town, let me get it on the camera. Yeah. All right, H Town Hoopers taking on Southeast Select. I don't know if we can be biased here. I'm sure maybe you're allowed to. Where are you
I
going
am.
on this one, and then I'll come in
I'm
on that one.
I'm totally biased, baby. Give me the French's chicken. Give me H Town Hoopers all day long.
Okay. All right. No bias here for me. I'm be no bias at all. I got H Town. I got H Town in this one. I'm ready to see the yams. I'm ready to see Almighty Saul.
Can
The
we get to the yams?
Almighty Saul is going to be a
He's
hooper.
nice.
The kid's
He's
game
really,
is
really
nice. I
nice.
expect some demoralizing dunks from J Mo that may debilitate a team. I love Southeast Select. I love what Coach Bredd does. I'm a big fan of Gabe Pope. They have a couple of guys on the team. I don't think that Coach Bredd is maximizing what they're able to do. If I don't see more Keandre Baldridge, if I don't see more Dexter Jackson, that's one of the reasons why I don't have them going as far as they have in past season. H-Town Hoopers heads into Memphis and shows them who has the better barbecue. Best Coast,
I like.
Best Coast Ballers, reigning trays. We talked about this one a little bit. I'm going Rain and Trays. We haven't talked about Jafet Towns enough in a while. Yes, he's got some other kids on there we talked about. And then they also do we have Jimmy King on that squad as well? I expect Jimmy
Yes.
King to go bananas. Another one of the I told you so's from Bay Area, in my opinion. I expect the two of them to run wild and us to see an emergence of a third player. Who you got in that one?
Yep. It's early on. I had to go with Rainy Trays. I had to go with the veteranship of Jafet Towns and SimWorld Prep. But if this game was maybe in, I don't know, March, I would probably go with Best Coast, to be honest with you. Since this is the first game of the season, I'm going to go Rainy Trays.
And you think Best Coast is going to have some growing pains, some bumps and bruises early on,
Yes.
but you think they're gonna figure it out. They have a lot of
Yes.
talent. I feel the same way.
Yes.
Tonight though, I think
They're going to be good, and they're going to be good. As the season progresses, they're going to get better and better.
for sure. Okay. All right. Cascadia and Beyond the Arc. We saw Cascadia, the early season's leading point scorer in Kevon Jackson, the dunk god. We still got the ultimate driving machine, Tyree Wells taking on Beyond the Arch, and Johan Noajovic. Who you got in that one, Rick?
Here we go. I don't like the offense for Cascadia, in my opinion. I'm not enamored with. It's not for me. It's not my taste. So I'm going to go beyond the arch. I'm going to go beyond the arch. They're home at St. Louis. I like the team that coaches put together. There, I'm going to go. And some might call that an upset, and that's fine. So I'm going to go BTA for the win.
Producers in my ear, well, real quick here. I'm gonna say the exact same thing you said on the opposite side of it. I'm not a big fan of BTA's offense from what I've seen. I'm a huge Noah Jovic fan, but the kid is not a passer, and there's some other guys on that team that need the ball.
You are
So
using him wrong.
yeah,
I
so
agree.
we'll see if Coach comes out and Noah Jovic gets it together, and if Coach Lytle has regrouped the plan there. See if we see some more McAdams, some more of the other kids on that squad. So we'll see some more Nick Bowie and what have you. So I'm going beyond the arch in that one, but I think it'll be close. I think if they can stop Jackson from dunking all over their heads, then they have to figure out how to stop Tyree Wells from dunking all over their heads, and then they have a chance. So I'm
So you're
hanging.
going Cascadia.
I'm going beyond the arch, hanging it on defense in a tight game. I am. I'm
There we
counting
go.
on you, Coach Lytle. Counting on you, Coach Noah Jovic. I don't think I've
Do the
been
right thing.
do the right thing. Look, Rick, it's been great having you on today, man. Salute you. I appreciate you joining. Be Ron, feel better. Everybody out there in the SimWorld universe, hit that like button, hit that notify button. Hit whatever buttons you hit on your screen when you're doing the other things you're doing on your computer. I ain't gonna say what y'all doing earlier. I know what y'all doing. Hit all of those buttons. Make sure y'all keep it locked. You tune in tonight. SimWorld TV starting at 7 o'clock Eastern. Bad Boys basketball headed into Run DMV in Bethesda there, and then we got followed up by Best Coast Ballers heading into the Rain Asylum in Seattle. Keep it locked. We'll see you then, and as always. Rick, I'll let you run it, man.
See the game. Be the game. Stay classy, San Diego.